Hello, my beautiful people. I hope that you are doing well. As we know, sometimes we do take a cure for wellness. And I only bring that up because it was so funny. I was sick for one day in Kentucky, and one of our lovely people in our group, she was like, I would ask if you took the cure for wellness, but that would be inappropriate. No, it is funny, and I enjoy it. All right, so what we're going to do is basically a really short video kind of updating what's been happening and everything. But first, I want to touch on tomorrow's topic. So tomorrow, we will be speaking about the updates on Sri Lanka, especially because 2 days ago, they had a island-wide blackout that was not caused because of weather, but more of other situations. So look forward to doing that. Also, I've had a couple people ask what's going on with Sri Lanka. For those that don't know, the World Economic Forum is heavily invested in the economy of that nation, as well as this nation had filed for bankruptcy, and they have been taking out loans at the IMF, which makes them very vulnerable indeed to the whims of other leaders. So in Kentucky, what happened, I was really upset because I only had like 2 full days to actually spend with my daughter Raven. For those that don't know, she's 19 years old. She's been in a long-term relationship for like almost 4 years, right? They've known each other that long. And they've traveled back and forth and finally decided to move in together. And he is a really good boy. I am so proud of him and the way that he is becoming a man, just as I'm really proud of her because she is now becoming this strong, self-assured woman. So it is nice. I mean, it's not nice that they're so far away, but it's nice that they're actually growing and becoming beautiful adults. And so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I got sick on the second day that I was supposed to go. Raven and I had some trip stuff planned so that I could get video footage, but that didn't happen. I woke up, my head was like, it was like a ringing headache. I don't know how to describe it because I don't get very many headaches, right? I don't get headaches. So when I do, it's kind of bizarre to me, but it was like a ringing headache. So something I've never had before. And I went with my daughter Raven to like this really healthy place, and oh my God, the drink was beautiful. You know what? I'll pop it in right now. That is a beautiful drink. I assured you, it is very healthy. I had to gag it down. Some of you might like beets. If you like beets, I apologize. But it had like, it had cumin, turmeric, ginseng, orange juice, and beet juice. And I hate beets, but I really wanted to, if I had something, I wanted to flush it out quickly. And so I gagged it down. But I was so tired and the headache wouldn't stop. So I just went and I went to sleep and it was fine. I woke up better. And then I want to end this on a growth mindset. Now, I know that sounds really weird. It doesn't go along with any of these topics, but it goes along with my week. As you guys know, my regular people, my friends, you guys know that my granddaughter, you know, she found Jesus and found a really beautiful, not aesthetically, but spiritually Christian church for her. And she always, she was talking to me because she goes to a charter school, right? So we talk on the way, because I have to drive all the way to another city and then drive back all the way over here. And she was telling me about a girl that you guys probably know. You'll think about it. Do you remember the beautiful blonde surfer girl that got bit by a shark and lost her arm, but then she continued to surf? And Drusilla said that's an example of growth mindset. And this is important. The reason it's important is that's what they teach the children at her particular school. They teach them how to have a growth mindset, to not be in the victim narrative. They're teaching them to be strong individuals that take charge of their life, which cannot be said for the public school system, which is even going and even further at this point. So when I went to church, a lot of our congregation was sick, and I had an opportunity to speak with a teenager that goes to, she's in junior high, right? I think it's like that in her city. So she lives probably 20 miles approximately north of me. And she was telling me that the school system now, they do all their work in this particular city. I don't know if it's like that everywhere in Utah. All of their work is done on Google Pads, right? No more books, no more paper. And also, she said that the school finally, like for the longest time, she said that bullying was out of control, like real bullying, and that she felt like the school was protecting the bullies. And you'll find that a lot in public school at this point in time, where they protect the bully if there is an if they're on a special plan. I don't know what it's called. I wouldn't even know what to call it, but it's really sad that our public schools have been taken hostage by this type of victimhood narrative, and that parents are being locked out of even knowing what the public school system is teaching, because it's all on a laptop at this point. So how are you even supposed to know what your child is being taught? Well, the way to know is to sit down and have conversations with them. It is the ultimate. And so what I want to do is kind of arm parents that with a growth mindset, right, that have to use public schools, right? The society has been built where so many people depend on public schools. Now, there are really good charter schools. There's really bad charter schools. There's some people that can homeschool. There's some people that can't homeschool. So, you know, we have to take it for what it's worth, that some people are kind of locked into the public system. And so this is what you do with a growth mindset, right? So you have to have a positive mindset. And that's why I love talking to my granddaughter, because she tells me what she's learning in school. And I really like the idea of a growth mindset. And that's basically finding a solution to your problems. That's what it is. So if you want to know what your child is learning and you want to be part of their lives, especially as they get older, it is harder because they do naturally start shutting down and you know, not speaking with you. So my advice is this. If they're young, it's going to be so much easier for you. So you either, if you can, and I highly suggest that you drive them to school, or you at least pick them up for school, or you go for a drive with them, because then it's not as aggressive. I've noticed that people tend to open up more when they're driving, unless it's like in a snowstorm and then they're screaming their butts off like me. But you go for a nice, calm drive because you're not looking at the person, so they don't feel that nervousness. And then you can just kind of ask questions, you know, is it true about this? And just being polite. And it does work, and kids do want to open up about that. So if they're teenagers, it's obviously going to be a little bit harder. And, you know, with that, I'm wondering if maybe that's why society is kind of breaking down, because think about it this way. So church, town squares, people used to come together and congregate, right? So this teenage girl may not have talked to, like, let's say she only has a dad. It's not the case, but let's say she only has a dad. She just, you know, wants to talk to an adult. So you're in a location, you're at a church, so you know they're safe. Nobody's going to be taking advantage of anybody. Everybody's in, you know, kind of in the same space. And really you can find out as a community what is going on in the public school systems. Now, also what you can do is you can actually do a search based off of the title of the program that your school is using. So, for example, in Australia, they were using safe schools, right? And what they had titled it was RRRR. So R period, R period, R period. So when you search for it, you can actually get lesson plans that are ideal, so you can see one-on-one what's happening. And I'm going to highly advise that, because if we're going to get out of this situation, it really does come down to what the children are being taught. Now, I warned a long time ago that public-private partnership, I had brought it up over 12, it's got to be at least 12 years ago, when I started questioning what the hell is this public-private partnership. And more specifically, I was asking, why is a car dealership partnering with the school and having meetings with the school on what the children are going to learn in elementary school? It didn't make sense. I could see it in high school. I could even see it in junior high, but not in grade school. It seemed a little bit different. Lo and behold, I did not know that that was part of a bigger picture at the time, before I even knew about the World Economic Forum. And this would have been before the World Economic Forum was even hired by the United Nations. And so, anyway, we don't want to get too far off topic. So that is a slight update. I hope everybody comes tomorrow, because it is fascinating what is happening in Sri Lanka. We want to keep an eye on it, because they are one of the nations that are going to be rolling out all of these pilot programs where you have smart IDs. That's one word for it, or digital ID. Also, we're going to have to talk. Sometime this week I'll make a video. We need to talk about Utah. I didn't realize that Utah was so far down the rabbit hole with the United Nations. I should have been aware of that. I don't know how I didn't know. I think what happens is, when you live in a red state, when you think it's solidly Republican, when you think that the religion that is in control of the state would not allow for that to come in, you kind of get yourself in a comfort zone, and it makes it easier for a predator to come in, so to speak. So look forward this week to discussing about Utah being kind of ground zero in the United States, realistically, of rolling out all of these programs that the United Nations wants, as being advised by the World Economic Forum. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I hope to see you tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.